So, you know, you try to prepare them for those moments, but at the end of the day, you know, the players and the boys are going to have to step up and make plays and dig themselves out of it, and they did. Got off to a great start, which is essential there. And then, you know, we lost that lead to get. They didn't fall into a good favor. Came up with some huge plays and players that, to be quite honest, you were asking me to do it. Really want to do it. So, that ball game, I think that at the same time, they stay ready. They continue to work on their game and prepare for those moments. And Jazz Williams, Taylor Online, those kids are probably average a career 2 points a game, stepped up, and they got that coverage.
Today we play a Hiwassee team we've never seen. It's not a team we play regularly. Ours is down the road. Ended up with seeing just outside of the top 10 in that class. It's a team that's not even count their 4-20 and 2.
Right.
So it's a team that obviously can win some basketball games, but we probably know very little about them. So let's focus on us a little bit. What do we need to do? Why?
Look out for
and how can we be better after today?
Yeah, for us, I mean, everything starts with us defensively and rebounding wise.
What's wrong with
you win the glass, you win the game.
Here at Ingles,
I
we
think
have
that we're going to have to make sure
gather around the table,
from the
give
go
each other
we lock
our
in
time.
defensively. You know, sometimes when you don't have a lot of
Ingles,
film or anything on people, when you don't have a lot of scouting or anything else like that, it goes back to tendencies. And so we've got to keep the ball out of the middle. We got to make sure we can test every shot. We got to make sure that we don't gamble in the half court or stay in front of ours. We got to make sure we don't foul. You know, we got to make sure that when we do rebound the basketball, that we're running in transition. So, you know, if we do those things, then, you know, no matter what they do, you know, it's going to be about us. And that's the way that I think good teams want it to be. It's not necessarily about what they do, it's how we go about our business.
Conversely, we've got a lot of video out there. So they may have been able to say, hey, let's watch this game, let's watch that game. But they may be a little bit more prepared for you. Is that a worry?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when somebody can go back and look at all your games this season, you know, that's a little worrisome. But, you know, at the same time, Newberry has film on us. Everybody else does in the league, too. And, you know, at this level, everybody knows what you're going to do.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingles for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingles is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County, you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to
Pioneers' Ryan Staten.
And we welcome you back into Pioneer Arena for today's non-conference showdown exhibition, I would suppose, for Hiwassee, game that counts for the Tusculum Pioneers. They enter at 14-6 on the year. They're coming off their big historic win in a way against Newberry, the first time they had won there since 2008. Hiwassee comes in one of the top teams at the NCCAA Division I, just outside of the top 10. This will be the starting five for the Hiwassee Tigers. It'll be Ashley Roby, a 5'5 senior out of Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Mount Juliet High School and Truett McConnell University. Lisa Butler, the 5'8 junior out of Columbia, Tennessee, from Spring Hill High School out of Cleveland State Community College. Haley Browning, the team's leading scorer at 15.5 points a game, the 5'7 junior out of Dresden, Tennessee, and Dresden High School. Jalen Majors, a 5'5 senior out of Hopkinsville, Tennessee, Hopkinsville High School by way of Cleveland State Community College. And Shamanique Pearson, the 6'1 sophomore from Brewston, Tennessee, out of Central High School. Coached by Brandon Sarazola in his first year, Truett McConnell graduate last season, 19-2. They did have a forfeit yesterday. Selma did not come play them. And so the forfeit gives them, 20 wins on the year, but technically I believe they're going 19-2. They lost to Piedmont International on Monday after a long layoff where they didn't play for about 9 days. And then they defeated Midway University just prior to that. So the Pioneers come in 14-6. We'll go this way. Jayla Arnwine, the 5'6 sophomore from Knoxville, Tennessee, out of Bearden High School. Jazz Williams, the Morristown, Tennessee product, the 6'2 junior from Morristown West High School. Yolisma Cupidon, the 5'8 senior from Ocoee, Florida, Wekebia High School by way of Florida State College in Jacksonville. And Kendrea Duke, the 6' senior out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, Station Camp High School by way of Volunteer State Community College. Pioneers will start with an administrative technical on the game because Hiwassee did not give us their starting lineup. And it doesn't matter. It's 0-0. Jayla Arnwine to the free throw line. Missed them both. Our officials, referee is Gary Roberts. Umpires Brent Warner and Lynn Testerman. So that was awful nice of Jayla. It's Education Day where we're in front of 600 elementary school kids throughout Greene County, most of them coming from just across the street at Doak Elementary School. The opening tip in the air is won by Hiwassee, and we're underway. Brian Staten courtside, glad you could be with us today for this Business Day special. And Game Station Engineers, Cody Gwynn. In the front court, Ashley Roby, hounded by Mia Long. Inside they go to Shamanique Pearson, up on Kendrea Duke, puts it up and in. Shamanique Pearson has the first two of the game, and they'll come with a press into the front court. A team that doesn't like to be pressed, Tusculum, proved that a little bit on Saturday when Newberry, with a 20-point lead, decided to press, forced Tusculum into 25 turnovers in the game. Tusculum had been averaging about 13 turnovers per contest while forcing 26 a game. Duke inside-outside game to Jazz Williams for three, and that's good. Jazz Williams, after beginning her career 4 of 11 from beyond the three-point line in 44 games, in the last 8 games has gone now 14 of 34. Right around 40% from three-point territory for Jazz Williams, who was recruited out of Morristown West as a defensive specialist shot blocker. Into the front court, ball is going to be stolen away by Yolisma Cupidon. Nia Long will have it and take it into the front court for the Pioneers. 3-2 Tusculum. Long takes it right to the rim, puts it up, had her shot blocked and out of play, and it will be Pioneer basketball. They'll inbound baseline front court. Good to see all these kids here. Boy, we hyped them up with cookies before the contest as well, so they're a little bit more excited. Jayla Arnwine at three, and this one's off the mark, no good. Rebound taken by Ashley Roby of Hiwassee. Into the front court will be Lisa Butler. Butler to the foul line, looking for a daylight. Will drive on Williams, put up a jumper, and that's no good. Mia Long will try to save it and could not. It goes out of play off of Tusculum. Tigers will inbound. Baseline front court, it'll be Butler to trigger. On the inbound to Pearson. Cupidon steps in front of a pass, comes up with the steal, and it's a foot race. She'll have Jalen Majors to beat, and she'll beat it. Cupidon makes it 5-2 Tusculum in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Across the stripe, this will be Butler. Into the corner on the right side is Browning. Browning will drive, is rejected by Duke, and one for Pearson. Kendrea Duke got the initial block, but it was that second ball that was picked up And Kendrea Duke will pick up her first. Duke, through the first 20 games of the year, has reached 4 fouls in now 11 of those games. And in the first 10, did not foul out, but did foul out on Saturday against Newberry. Missed free throw, rebounded by Jazz Williams. 5-4, Tusculum by 1. Into the front court, this will be the Pioneers. Duke in the paint, little jumpers off the mark, it's no good. The rebound taken away by the Tigers. Into the front court will be Majors, top of the key. Will drive it into the paint, puts her head down, and a blocking foul is going to go against Mia Long. Long will pick up her first, and team foul number 2 on the Pioneers. Both Long and Duke picked up foul trouble Saturday against Newberry and sat down for extended periods in that game. Long finished the game with 4 fouls. She'll have a steal here. The nation's steals leader, Mia Long, will drive to the rim, put up a jumper, and it's blocked out of bounds once again. So Long is struggling to finish in the paint, which she's usually so very good at. She scored in double figures in 16 of 19 games this year. She had a streak of 8, ended at LR on January 5th. On the inbound, this is going to be Cupidon from the right side to Williams. Baseline to Arnwine. Back to Williams. She'll try another 3. This one's a little strong and no good. But the rebound comes to Mia Long. Long will get it back to Arnwine. The Pioneers will set up in the half court. Leading 5-4. Slow start for Tusculum. 2 of 6 from the field. They are a much better team shooting here at home than they are on the road. Although against Newberry, they opened the game shooting 54% in the first half. Top of the key, Williams. Pass down low for Duke is tipped away. The Pioneers have 9 seconds to shoot and still have possession. Williams will try 3. This one is short, no good, and the rebound comes to Jalen Majors. Majors will take it into the front court herself to the right side. This will be Butler. Butler on the right wing. Into the paint. Pearson has been a handful. She'll drive right on Duke, put up a jumper. They're going to get a foul on Duke. And Pearson just lowers the shoulder and drives right into the chest of Kendrea Duke. And so issues for the Pioneers now with Duke picking up her second. And team foul number 3. So Pearson just being very aggressive with the ball on the block and goes right at Duke. So Pearson will go to the stripe, 75% on the year. Missed her first opportunity. And so Maya Belton will come into the game for the Pioneers, again, who have been going to the bench early and often with all the injuries and illness. Pearson makes both, and the Tigers lead 6-5. Pioneer basketball, this will be Mia Long across the stripe for Tusculum, picked up by Browning. Long into the paint, look to deflect the ball out to the top of the key, and it does get out to Williams. Here's Belton, she'll fire another 3. That one is no good. Rebound chased down by Yolis McCupidon. Pioneers have not had any success getting inside the paint, so they've settled for a bunch of 3-point attempts already in the game, and they're just 1 for 5. Cupidon, she'll try her luck in the paint, put up a little runner and score it. Yolis McCupidon. 7-6, Tusculum. Across the stripe will be Butler. Butler picked up by Belton. Into the paint, Butler spins once and twice and misses on the turn, and the rebound taken away by Pioneers' Arnwine. Into the hands of Mia Long. She'll take it right to the rim and draw the foul. Mia Long got caught too far under the bucket, so is bailed out with the foul call here, as Lisa Butler will pick up her first. That's the first on Hiwassee. Tusculum has started the game 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. Hiwassee's 2 of 5 in the game, already 3 turnovers. 6:01 to play here in this opening quarter. Mia Long at the free throw line. Rims good, her first free throw. Pioneers missed 10 consecutive free throws at Newberry Saturday. And we opened the game with an administrative technical and Jayla Arnwine going to the stripe, 78% on the year, and she missed them both. Second free throw by Long is no good. 8-6, Tusculum, rebounded by the Tigers. Into the game has come Chastity Pope. She got that rebound. Browning is left open for a 3. This one's off the mark, no good, a little strong. But the Hiwassee Tigers get a second chance. On the right wing is Kathleen Alomar. Alomar tries to throw it down low to Pope. It bounces around a couple of times and somehow finds its way to Butler. Now Pope on the baseline. Bounce pass into the paint. Mia Long comes up with another steal, averaging 4.5 steals a game this year, leading Division II, and obviously tops in the South Atlantic Conference. A whistle and a foul that will go against Browning of Hiwassee. Her second, team second. Pardon me, her first, team second. 5:25 to play here in this opening quarter. 8-6 Tusculum. Started the game 3 of 10 from the field, 1 of 4 at the free throw line. Long on the inbound. Gets it to Belton. Hands it back off to Long. Hiwassee does not make things easy. Good defensive side for a first-year head coach fresh out of college. Left side drive will be Jayla Arnwine, and she's actually going to be fouled. Thought she traveled and may have. It will be bailed out on a foul on Kathleen Alomar. Alomar, the junior out of Cleveland, Tennessee, by way of Walker Valley High School. Team foul number 3, non-shooting foul. 5:11 to play in this opening quarter. On the inbound, they'll go to Jazz Williams, back out into the hands of Yolise McCupidon. Here's Mia Long from the top of the key, watched by Browning. Long, down low to Williams, little runner off the glass, banks it in. Jazz Williams coming off a career best 18 against Newberry and was clutch in the fourth quarter. Pope will try an 18-footer, and that's good. Chastity Pope knocks down an 18-foot jumper for the Tigers, 10-8. Into the front court left side. Belton, she'll try a 3 straight away. Back iron, no good. Belton struggled from three-point territory, so to speak, on Saturday against Newberry, but just kept firing. And the Tigers into the front court have it deflected out of play, which takes us to a timeout on the floor. We'll take the break back after this. 4:27 to play in the first quarter, where it's Tusculum 10, Hiwassee 8, Pioneer basketball on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
10-8 our score. Tusculum with the lead against Hiwassee. They are being strict on the Tigers here today. If you don't get to the scores table and check in before the first horn, you're not allowed to come in. So Butler has to come back in. They were trying to get in Bailey Foote. Hiwassee, a very good defensive team. Their numbers dictate that. They shoot 45% on the year from the field. They only allow teams about 38%. Pioneers equally as good defensively, so a defensive struggle here early. Jayla Arnwine will try a 3. It's no good. Mia Long with the rebound. Her putback is no good. It's blocked. And then Pope, who comes up with that rebound, gets it out to Browning. Browning will take it into the front court, and it was knocked away, and a late whistle that's going to be called against Mia Long. And that's going to be number 2 on her. And so a team foul number 4 on the Pioneers. It'll bring in Marta Rodriguez into the contest. So Long and Kendrea Duke, each with foul trouble here very early once again. One of the keys to the game today was play without fouling. We have not been able to do that all year long. Top of the key, this will be Ashley Roby for the Tigers. Pioneers are going to play a zone. Foot on the left side. For Coach Devin Carter, the word zone is more like a 4-letter word. Well, it is, but you know what I mean. Back out top of the key is Roby. She'll try a 3 for the lead. That one's off the mark and no good, and the Pioneers will have the basketball back. So Rodriguez, who played all 40 minutes last Wednesday against the top team in the conference and the 13th best team in the country, Anderson, when Mia Long was out with strep throat, into the game from the right side. Top of the key is Jazz Williams. To the left side, this will be Jayla Arnwine. Arnwine from the left wing will lob it to the top of the key to Belton, who hands it off to Cupidon. Jazz Williams, left side to Arnwine. All this around the perimeter. And Arnwine will drive into the paint, draw foul. It has been tough for the Pioneers to get into the paint with a lot of success. So now Chastity Pope's going to pick up her first foul and team foul number 4. Send Arnwine to the line where she was to begin the game before we even threw the ball up in the air to tip it off and missed 2 free throws. But in play makes the first. Second for Jayla Arnwine, who's averaging 8.4 points a game in her 14 starts this year. After Sydney Wilson went out with the knee injury, started Locklear a game, and then Arnwine has been in for now 15 consecutive games in that starting 5. Out of Bearden High School, both free throws made. The Pioneers lead 12-8. They have their largest lead of the basketball game. Left side to the top. This will be Roby. Roby, watched by Marta Rodriguez. Back at the top of the key, and this will be Butler lobbing it onto the baseline to Foot. 5 seconds to shoot. Butler on the baseline, Foot. She'll get the 3 away off the dribble. It's in and out, no good, and Williams will spike the rebound away from Pearson. A Pioneer team that doesn't out-rebound many teams. Just 6 times this year they have won the rebounding battle. But in all those games, they have won the game, including Saturday against Newberry. A job that I didn't think would be possible against the top rebounding team in the league. Williams will knock the ball away from Pearson. And Hiwassee again will inbound baseline front court. This time it'll be Ashley Roby. Roby on the inbound. And we'll get the ball in. This will be Majors. Majors down the lane. A little run to the top of the mark. Gets it right back and puts it in. It came right back to her. 12-8, or make that 12-10. Pioneers by 2. Across the stripe, this will be Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the true freshman out of Lisbon, Portugal. Left side front court, Cupidon. Top of the key for the Pioneers. Will stop for a 3 and bank it in. Cupidon from downtown banks in the 3. The Pioneers have their largest lead at 15-10 here in the opening quarter with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play. Majors across the stripe on the left side to Foot. Foot back out to Majors. Now Roby. Roby. Majors will try a 3. This one is off the mark, no good. Rebound tip by Williams, controlled by Belton. Pioneers with the basketball and on the run into the front court. Marta Rodriguez. Pioneers playing without Kendrea Duke and Mia Long on the bench with foul trouble, but Jayla Arnwine knocks down a 3, and the Pioneers lead at 18-10 here in this opening quarter of play, prompting Hiwassee coach Sarah Zola to call a timeout. So their first used here in this opening half. Coming up this Saturday, the Tusculum Pioneers will travel to Charlotte, North Carolina to take on the Queens University Royals. Queens University on the women's side is a team that is up and coming, even though they have just 7 wins on the year. They have played the top 4 teams in the last 4 days, and tonight Queens will be on the road at Coker. Against Anderson, they lost by 3. Against Wingate, they lost by 2. Against Parson Newman, they lost by 5. And against LMU, they won. So a team that is starting to get it figured out, and that'll be this Saturday beginning at 2 o'clock. Out of the timeout, Tusculum forcing pressure on Hiwassee. Foot gets the ball in the front court. The ball is into the hands of Diamond Smith, who will skip it over into the left side to Jalen Majors. And an offensive foul on Majors with a little shove on the forearm to get Arnwine away from her. So a whistle for a foul on Majors, her first. That is the 5th foul against Hiwassee. My Belton will come out as Maddie Sutton will come into the contest for the Pioneers, the sophomore out of Wallen, Tennessee, Heritage High School. Was injured this year, missed 5 games due to an injury, and is still trying to work her way back to 100%. Rodriguez looking for Jazz Williams. The pass is thrown at her ankles, however. It didn't come up to the waist, but Rodriguez will steal it, get it back, put it up and in. After the turnover by the Pioneers, Rodriguez gets it right back for Tusculum. Now double team pressure comes at midcourt. Yolisma Cupidon steps in front of a pass. She'll take it right to the rim, put it up and in. (22-10), 40 seconds to play here in this opening quarter. Inside, pull-up jumper is no good. Rebound taken away, it's no good, and the rebound is taken by the Pioneers. 22-10, the Pioneers forcing a lot of pressure. Across the stripe in the front court. From the top of the key is Marta Rodriguez. Dribbles left side. Gets a screen from Williams. Kicks it out to Cupidon. 5 to shoot. Baseline floater from 10 feet is good. Pioneers have exploded with the score 12-10. The Pioneers in the first quarter on a 12-0 run. We go to a break and return to Pioneer Arena for Education Day after this. At the end of one, Tusculum 24, Hiwassee 10, as you listen to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneers Sports Network. End of one quarter, the Pioneers lead 24-10 on a 12-0 run against Hiwassee. They opened the game 4 of 12 from the field. The Pioneers have since gone 5 of 7. They're 9 of 19 from the floor, 47%, 3 of 9 from 3, and 3 of 6 at the free throw line. They are getting out rebound 12-11. That's not a surprise. And Hiwassee is 4 of 15 from the field, 27% will round up. And they started the game 3 of 8. Now at 4 of 15, they're 0 for 4 from 3. Pioneers with the basketball to start the second quarter of play. Arnwine, extra pass to Cupidon. Takes off baseline. Pull-up jumper is no good. The rebound is tipped out of bounds, and last touch by Butler. And it will be Pioneer ball on the inbound. Yolisma Cupidon, another solid start. She has 11 points. She has been the most consistent for the Pioneers over the last month. Cupidon averaging 13 points a game over the last 5 and scoring in double figures in all 5 of those games. Already in double figures, let's add to that, with 11 in this game. Marta Rodriguez on the right side. This will be Sutton. Sutton will hand it off. Jayla Arnwine takes off down the lane, puts up a jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound taken by the Tigers. Arnwine gets into the paint, but was altered by Pearson's presence. Jalen Majors into the front court. Pioneers lead 24-10. Had a golden opportunity there to extend the lead and the run. Ashley Roby on the left side. Arnwine stays in front of her. Good job moving her feet, playing without fouling, which has not been so easy today. Butler from the top of the key. Crossover in the lane. A little runner that's up off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Williams into the hands of Rodriguez. Oh, a fine pass to Sutton. Puts it up off the glass, no good. Another missed shot in the paint for the Pioneers. Fast break opportunity, but a great find by Rodriguez as she threaded the needle with a pass right to Sutton in stride. Meanwhile, Hiwassee with the basketball in the front court. Jalen Majors with it. The Pioneers leading 24-10. Majors, a little shove off of Sutton. Jumper's no good, but there's Pearson with an offensive rebound putback to end the 12-0 run. 24-12, though, the Pioneers with the lead. Into the front court, Marta Rodriguez. The Pioneers have played much of the first half without Kendrea Duke, sitting on the bench with 2 fouls after 2 minutes. And then Mia Long, 8 minutes into the game, picked up her second. Williams on the right side. This will be Sutton. Sutton into the corner, and this will be Marta Rodriguez. Rodriguez top of the key, right side Rodriguez. She'll try a three with the shot clock winding down, and that one's short and no good. Into the contest will come Miranda Love, 5'7" junior from Clinton. And the Pioneers will take a timeout. We'll take the break. We'll return in 1 minute to Pioneer Arena. 7:57 to play here in the first half, where it's Tusculum 24. It's Hiwassee 12. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Ryan Staten.
24-12, Tusculum with the lead. Hiwassee, the only 2 points so far here in the second quarter. Not much has changed. Tusculum is 0 for 4 from the field here in the second quarter. Hiwassee's 1 for 3. Roby's pass is going to be deflected out of play. No one touched it. And that should be Pioneer basketball. No one touched that ball coming out of play. Well, at 24-12, the turnover is the 8th against Hiwassee. I guess maybe it was deflected. I don't know. I didn't think anybody touched that ball. Well, it's Hiwassee ball. Jalen Majors with it on the inbound right side. Browning back on the floor. This will be Miranda Love. Love into the paint to Pearson. She has been a menace in the paint against the Pioneers, but missing in close. Pearson, who's averaging 10 points a game, is the reason why. 8 rebounds in contest as well. Good physical player. They have not been able to get the pick and roll at all. Hiwassee has that well defended. Right side front court, Marta Rodriguez puts it on the floor, drives into the paint, kicks it out. 3 ball in the corner is on the way. Rims out no good by Arnwine, and then Cupid on offensive rebound is fouled, going right back up. Foul goes on Ashley Roby. Can't talk enough about Cupid on. Ranked 7th in the league in field goal percentage at 49%, second in the conference at 34.5 minutes a game, and has played 277 of the 285 minutes for the Pioneers in the last 7 games. She just never comes off the floor. And if she does come off the floor, the glue is gone and the wheel falls apart. Mia Long and Kendrea Duke over the last month have gotten into foul trouble consistently. But Cupid on, if she picks up 2, she stays on the floor. She'll make 1 of 2 at the line on this trip, averaging 9.8 points per game this season. Nearly a steal by Cupid on. And now back out top of the key. Ashley Roby for Hiwassee with the Pioneers up 13. Pope in the paint, knocked away by Jazz Williams, looking for Majors, and the ball will go out of play. Williams has been extremely active. Just a difference a year makes in Jazz Williams, where it's just like, I can get by based on my height and my athleticism, and now pays attention to the scout, pays attention, communicates, and is a very important part of the Pioneers. We're going to get an offensive foul. It's an indecisive call, but an offensive foul with the shot clock winding down to go against Miranda Love. The whistle blew, and it was kind of like, what do we do? Because the horn sounded, and then all of a sudden the offensive foul came. It was the correct call. It's Pioneer ball. They lead by 13. Into the front court, right side. This will be Rodriguez. Left side to Cupidon. Cupidon works her way around Browning on the dribble to Arnwine. Arnwine, Rodriguez a 3. This one's no good, but Cupidon soars for the rebound, just couldn't control it. Knocked it out of play. It's Hiwassee basketball. Not a shooting clinic for the Pioneers here at home in front of the elementary school kiddos who have come in today. Appreciate them being here. 600 of them. That's what they say. It looks about like that, or close to it. Browning on the run into the front court. The layup attempt is up and good. It just does creep over the iron for the team's leading scorer, who has struggled of late over our last 2 games. Just 5 points a game in those last 2. Had hit 22 on average in the previous 5 games. Williams, inside, outside. Sutton's pass is stolen by Browning against this zone. Again, Hiwassee has come with the press, so they've come with the zone, and it has bothered the Pioneers. Top of the key, this will be Ashley Roby. Pope will try a 3 over Williams. This one is no good. Rebound by Williams, had it, and the ball knocked away by Sutton. Friendly fire. Into the game will come Lovely Locklear. He's basically playing with a broken hand, trying to finish out her senior year. And Maya Belton back into the game for the Pioneers. 5:29 on the clock here in this opening half. Ashley Roby just walking her way in on the inbound. We'll give it up to Foot. Literally walked into play. And the pass is too high and stolen by Rodriguez. Rodriguez has Kathleen Alomar to beat. Drives to the rim. Puts it up and in. 27-14 to Pioneers. Foot lobs it into the front court. The ball deflects out of play. It should stay Hiwassee basketball. And into the contest will return Lisa Butler. On the inbound, Roby, right side front court. Pioneers leading by 13 with 5:10 to play in this opening half. Coming up at the half, we'll have for our radio, the Jewel, 95.5 FM, AM 1450. We'll have our 12 o'clock news. That'll be coming up at our first break at the half. For those tuning in right now to find out about your 12 o'clock midday news, welcome to our Education Day special Pioneer basketball broadcast. Inviting the area Greene County elementary schools to come watch Pioneer basketball today. And they've come out. You say just, hey, we get some free basketball and some free cookies. They're here. I would do that if you gave me free cookies. That's why I come to these games. I get free pizza. Shot clock violation on Hiwassee. The Pioneers will have the basketball back. 10th turnover of the game for the Tigers. Pioneers, one of the top teams in the country in forcing turnovers. 26 a game is what they force. The pass from Williams to Locklear is a bit too hard to handle. Again, Locklear, it's just catching the ball is difficult for Locklear. So the 90-mile-an-hour fastball that was just passed to her, a little difficult to handle. Roby across the stripe for the Tigers. On the drive to the paint, we'll kick it out to Browning for a 3. This one is no good. Rebounded by Maya Belton. Belton into the hands of Rodriguez. Will force tempo into the front court. Weave away from 2 defenders and then set up in the half court. Pioneers have not been as good in the half court today as they were on Saturday. And a lot of that, Mia Long is on the bench, starting point guard, and our starting center, Kendrea Duke, with 2 personal fouls. Cupidon. Inside, outside. Rodriguez, a 3. No. Williams with the rebound. That one apparently is blocked. Cupidon gets it. That one is apparently blocked. And the ball is out of bounds. And last touch by the Tigers. Into the contest returns Jalen Majors. Dominique Pearson also returns. On the inbound, this will be the Pioneers. And Lovely Locklear will lob it to Williams. In close, her little jumper is no good. Rebound taken away by Hiwassee. Been stuck on 27 for a bit. Well, really have been stuck around 24 for a long time. Outside, inside. This will be Butler from the right block. And a 3-second lane violation to go against the Tigers. 27-14. Pioneers with this 13-point lead. They've led by as many as 15, and they went on a 12-0 run at the end of the first quarter. Maya Belton off the dribble and somewhat of a fast break will pull up for 2. That one is no good. And the shooting percentage continues to plummet for the Pioneers. Majors in the front court to Butler. Back to Majors, working on Rodriguez. Turnaround is no good. The rebound tipped out of bounds by Jazz Williams. Hiwassee, though, is 6 of 23 shooting. The Pioneers 10 for 30. And the Pioneers have hit just 3 of 13 at the three-point stripe. Inbound situation, baseline front court will be Butler for the Tigers. And the pass will go over the hands of Kathleen Alomar, who thought it may have been just touched by Cupidon. It was not. So we'll inbound baseline backcourt. And Roby will come right back into the contest for Mount Juliet. The senior out of Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Mount Juliet High School. Has been familiar with Greenville. Played in the Ladies Classic 6 years ago. Three ball by Belton is no good. Rebound by Pearson. Belton steps in front of that pass, though, and deflects it away. But again, a struggle for Maya, who struggled from three-point territory against Newberry in front of her high school teammates out of Westwood High School in Blythewood, South Carolina. They all came down to see her play, even though she played a major factor in the 71-63 win on Saturday. From the field, went 0 for 5, the three-point territory, 0 for 7, but went 2 for 10 in the game. Marta Rodriguez comes up with another steal for the Pioneers. Rodriguez into the paint, puts it up, lost it. Rebounded by Cupidon. Into the hands of Arnwine, a three. That one rims off no good. And the home rims very unkind to the home team. 27-14. Pioneers with a 13-point lead, but we're 2:20 to the half. And the Pioneers have struggled mightily. Rodriguez with the block shot this time. Into the hands of Arnwine after Williams corralled the loose ball. Into the front court. It's Yolisma Cupidon with 12, and then Arnwine has 5, Williams has 5, and Rodriguez has 4. From the top of the key, Cupidon out to Williams, left side into the hands of Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the top of the key with 8 seconds to shoot. Belton will fire away again. Bang. Maya Belton from downtown. Had started 0 for 4 from the field. It hits her first 3, and a welcome sight. Offense for the Pioneers. It's 30-14 with 1:35 to play in the first half. Tigers, Ashley Roby with it in the backcourt. Across the line just in time is Jalen Majors. Roby's pass to Butler, looks inside, and Williams deflects the pass. It is just tough to throw over the top of Jazz Williams. 6'2", with a reach that makes her play more like 7'5", 8 feet tall. It's tough. So Hiwassee will inbound right side front court. 1:25 to the half. On the right side, inbound is Diamond Smith, and Rodriguez comes up with yet another steal. Belton on the sprint into the front court, beats everybody down the floor, puts it up and in. Marta Rodriguez, a major factor with Mia Long on the bench in foul trouble. Already with 4 steals in this first half. Off the bench, as we go to a minute to play in the first half, Jalen Majors, little runner in the lane. That's no good. Gets her own miss. Rejected by Williams. Are you kidding me? They'll get a foul on Williams. She couldn't believe it. I don't either. I thought it was a pretty good play. Her first, but only the first on the team here in the second, so it's about time we got a foul called. Coming up at halftime, for those just now tuning in, wondering where your 12 o'clock news is, it'll be on the way in about 58 seconds from now, plus a word from some sponsors. That'll be coming up at the half. Your 12 o'clock news from 95.5 FM, The Jewel. 2 free throws by Majors and both missed. Rebounded by Cupidon. The Pioneers lead 32-14, enjoying their largest lead of the half. Rodriguez on the left wing, and without Kendrea Duke and Mia Long playing a major factor in this first half. Belton a 3. Bang! Maya Belton has hit 2 in a row from downtown. She scored 8 straight, and the Pioneers lead 35-14. 35 seconds to play, and it is don't hesitate. She scored 1,300 points for her high school career, so you can imagine why she doesn't hesitate. Williams with another big-time block. And they're going to get her for a foul. They're going to say there's no way she drew the blocking foul. Yes, she did have a block for sure. She blocked that shot. I think the game moves a little too fast for some. 35-14. Pearson will go to the free throw line. 75% free throw shooter on the year, making her last two but missing this one. Had a 21-point game at Warren Wilson this year. The sophomore out of Brewston, Tennessee from Central High School is an extremely talented player. Physical, aggressive, and has a good shooting touch. She'll make the second. Back into the game will come Chastity Pope. Tusculum basketball, they lead 35-14. As we approach the half, 25 seconds. Shot clock is off. Rodriguez pressured by Browning. Brittany Kump is checked in for the Pioneers. Leaves a screen, 10 seconds to play. Arnwine. Belton for a three. Bang! Maya Belton's hit 3 in a row and scored 11 straight for the Pioneers. They will go to the locker room riding some momentum and riding the shooting touch of the true freshman Maya Belton, who has stepped up big time over the last month and filling in admirably for injuries and illnesses. At the half, it's the Pioneers leading the Hiwassee College Tigers. Coming up, 12 o'clock news, your stats, and your second half is around the corner. It's Tusculum 38. It's Hiwassee 15. Pioneer basketball continues after this Education Day on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
Got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
We are in Granger County, Tennessee, here at Pierce Farms, and the Pierce family has been working with Ingalls for over 30 years. It means a great deal supplying produce as a local farmer. It really touches base knowing that we're just simple people just trying to help, and we love what we do, and Ingalls is a huge part of helping us do it. Farming is who we are, and it's in our blood. God has really blessed us with the sun and the soil to grow the best tomatoes you'll find anywhere. I believe it's really in the soil. So if you're in Granger County, you farm tomatoes, then you're in. Just a great blessing on us to actually farm and be able to farm and to supply tomatoes to people. And Ingalls really cares about family farms like Pierce Farms, and they really care about their customers. We're just glad to be a part of that. God has blessed us with a really great partnership there. They make fresh local produce have real meaning for lots of people. I'm Shane Pierce, and this is my Ingalls story.
Brought to you by Greenville Federal Bank, the red, white, and blue Marathon Quick Stop Markets, Hometown Realty and Auction, Greenville Light and Power, and And now, with the call, the voice of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
38-15, the Pioneers with the lead on Hiwassee as we get set to start the second half. Glad you could be with us. Brian Staten, courtside game station engineer today is Cody Gwynn. Tusculum and Charlotte this Saturday will travel to take on Queens. Doubleheader begins at 2 with the women, the men at 4. The men taking the week off. J.T. Burton's Pioneers getting a big win Saturday against Newberry. Hiwassee will have the ball to start the second half. They'll go left to right on your radio, or midge to Joyce as we view it here in this second half. Right side, this will be Lisa Butler. Butler on the right baseline. And Jazz Williams will knock the ball away from her. Kendrea Duke, Yo-Yo, Yolise McCupidon, Mia Long, and Jayla Arnwine start this second half. Devin Carter's a creature of habit. He stays with the starting lineup, but this starting lineup has been playing quite well here over the last 15 games. They'll force another turnover in this one, and the Pioneers, Kendrea Duke comes up with the loose ball. Mia Long with it into the front court for the Pioneers from the left side. Lobbing it to Jazz Williams. Hiwassee's defense has been really good. Cupidon will take it right to the rim, put up a jumper. That's no good. Duke comes up with an offensive rebound. She'll go to the floor. She is fouled. And Kendrea Duke has been a second-half player all year because she has picked up much trouble on the foul side of things this season. I go back to the Lincoln Memorial game that Pioneers had just taken away from them. Just an unfortunate situation with a phantom foul called at the end. They gave 2 free throws for them to win the game by 1. Kendrea Duke had 0 points in the first half, played a minute 39 in that first half, and came out in the third quarter with 10 straight points. Finished with 16 for the game. After the Pioneers trailed by 15, Kendrea Duke shot him right back into it. And she has been going to the free throw line with regularity here over the last 13 games, shooting 75% from the stripe, and she makes both right there. 40-15, the Pioneers extend the lead. Into the front court, steal. Mia Long has her third of the game. Long will take it into the front court and back it off. And trying to get Kendrea Duke involved, I think. Pearson has a watchful eye on her. Cupidon will fire a 3 and hit it from the corner. And Cupidon, who hits the 3 from the corner, prompts a timeout by Hiwassee. We'll take the break, and we'll return in 1 minute. 8:54 to play here in this third quarter. It's Tusculum 43, Hiwassee 15, as you listen to Pioneer Basketball on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Of the Pioneers, Brian Staten.
43-15, the Pioneers with the lead out of the timeout by Hiwassee. The Pioneers in the game with 11 steals and a 10-second violation and another turnover on Hiwassee, their 17th. Imagine this. The Pioneers had 36 steals against Bluefield State January 3rd. It broke the school and conference single-game record of 35 the Pioneers set the previous year against Virginia in 2009. The 36 steals, the most in Division II this season, and the 5th most in a single game in Division II history. And they only have 11 steals today. Here's a foul. Kendrea Duke drives in on Pearson. And turnabout is fair play as Kendrea Duke picking up the foul against Pearson, which is her first. Team second of this second half for the Tigers, as Duke will go to the free throw line, getting her first 2 points just moments ago at the stripe, and this one rims off no good. Duke set a career best with 4 block shots against King this year, career best in 20 points against Belmont Abbey. Followed that up with a 19-point, 17-rebound effort against Wingate just 2 weeks ago in the loss on the road at the Cuddy. The one-handed free throw by Duke is up and good. Into the front court is Browning as the Pioneers applying heavy pressure. Roby on the left wing in the front court for the Tigers. They lob it into the paint looking for Pearson, and it's knocked away by Duke, fronting Pearson this time. So a little bit of an adjustment there at halftime for Coach Carter, and that's to front Pearson instead of play behind her, which gets Duke in trouble and foul trouble mostly. On the inbound, the pass will go wide of the target and out of play. And another turnover by the Tigers, number 18. Pioneers have 17 points off the previous 17 turnovers by the Tigers. Pressure by Hiwassee. It's a 1-2-2 zone press. And Long beats it easily into the front court on the dribble. Weaving her way through traffic, Jayla Arnwine on the left wing. Arnwine back to Cupidon at the top of the key. Browning will force her to play. Long on the baseline. Skips it, one-handed pass to Jazz Williams. Lobs it inside the paint to Duke with 5 to shoot. Puts up a jumper. A lot of contact there. No call. We play on. 44-15 Tusculum. Jalen Majors across the stripe on the dribble for the Tigers. On the top of the key. Picks up the dribble and now is well defended. Back to Roby. Roby, left side into the hands of Pearson. Right side to Browning with 10 to shoot. Puts it on the floor. Drives into Mia Long and a traveling violation on Browning. So another turnover. A very inauspicious start for the Tigers here in the second half. Glad that the kiddos have stayed through their lunchtime. Don't worry, Mom and Dad. There's been plenty of popcorn that has been sold today, so the kids are well fed. They've had cookies and popcorn. We're good to go. Jazz Williams' 3 is no good, and the rebound will go out of play. She knew it right away. But she also called her shot on the go-ahead 3 against Newberry Saturday on the baseline. Browning got away with steps right there. Roby in the backcourt. Pass into the front court is Lisa Butler. Butler on the left wing for the Tigers. We played 3 minutes of the second half. Browning, little pump fake for 3, picks up the dribble and throws it right to Jazz Williams. Williams will drive it right to the rim, put it up, won't dunk it. She thought better of it, decided not to dunk it, just laid it in. 46-15, and then Williams knocks the ball out of play and may have injured a finger in the process. Comes up with another theft, though. And another steal for the Pioneers, 12 in the game for them. You just would have to have been here to see the 36 steal effort against Bluefield State. It was just unrelenting pressure. Pioneers, after a slow start in that first quarter against a game Hiwassee Tiger team, at an 11:30 tip-off, and a team that got here this morning, it's not like they came the day before. 5 to shoot. This will be Alomar. Step back 2 is no good. Long rebound, though, will be tracked down by the Tigers' Butler. Second chance opportunity, and a whistle inside for... It'll be a timeout. That'll be asked for by Hiwassee. Coach Sarazola not very happy with the way his team has been going. So 6:16 to play here in this first half of action. That actually is our media timeout. We'll go to a break. We're back in a minute. It's Tusculum 46. It's Hiwassee 15. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Tusculum University Athletics. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
6:15 to play in the third. Out of the timeout, Hiwassee's Ashley Roby for three, and it's the first three made of the game for the Tigers as Roby knocks it down, and it's the first point of the second half for the Tigers. 46-18. Three ball by Arnwine to answer. It's no good. Duke battling for the rebound, can't come up with it. Roby goes to the floor with the ball. Cupidon steals it and draws the foul against Pearson. Roby had it, then lost it, and then Pearson commits the foul. That's her second. As Yolizma Cupidon is just seemingly everywhere in any play of the game. Cupidon will go to the stripe for the Pioneers, 15, a game high, with 5 rebounds, 3 steals in every minute. She has not come out of the game, and that is not surprising. From the free throw line, missing on the first, 53%, averaging 13 points a game over her last 5. We'll add to that after this game. 7th in the league in minutes played, and makes the second. 47-18. Pioneers with the lead. Butler in the backcourt with the Pioneers pressuring. Alomar drives into the paint, no good. Pearson offensive rebound putback is good. One thing that Hiwassee has done well today is rebounding. They've out-rebounded Tusculum 29-24. Arnwine into the paint, looking for Duke. The ball's loose, and a jump ball will be called. It will be Pioneer basketball. Cupidon has equaled her season high of 16 she had against Anderson January 30th, a week ago. Her career game last year in the first game of the year against King, where she put up 20 points in her first season with Tusculum. Williams for 3. This one is a little too strong after a little too short on the previous attempt. So it'll be Hiwassee basketball after the rebound, down 47-20 to the Pioneers. A team that's averaging about 80 points a game. Hiwassee was held to 15 in that first half, and now a turnover on the Tigers, looking down low and into the paint to Chastity Pope. Pioneers, a good defensive team. They pride themselves on that. One of the top defenses, scoring defenses in the country, allowing just 56 points a game. Second in the league. Mia Long with the switch. Cupidon from the left wing. Drives into the paint. Kicks it out to Long. Didn't catch it cleanly, so had to wait on it. Now Williams on the left wing really spreads the floor. Into the paint. Good cut by Arnwine, who will draw a foul as she goes to the rim. But a good find by Williams, and the foul will go against Jalen Majors. Second, the fourth on the team. Coach Sarazola has already lost the ties, taken off the jacket. This team just not performing as they have all year. A team in games played 19-2. Selma has forfeited to them this year, according to their school website schedule. And that game was to be played last night. So, a tough stretch. A team that didn't play, what was that, for about 9 straight days, didn't play a game until Monday, where they lost to Piedmont International after defeating Midway by 2, Midway of Kentucky. Arnwine with her second, it's good. 49-20, Tusculum. with Brittany Cup checking into the game and Maya Belton for the Pioneers. Cupidon steps in front of the pass, comes up with another steal for the Pioneers. Long, Belton, Arnwine on the right wing. Cupidon will try a three. Bang. Yolisma Cupidon is everywhere. 19 for her, and the Pioneers lead 52-20. Majors in the backcourt. This will be Roby. Back to Majors across the stripe. On the dribble, weaving her way through traffic, into the paint, knocked away by Cup. Arnwine can't get it. It'll be backdoor look for Pearson, who will put it up off the glass and bank it in. Shamanique Pearson has had a solid game with her 13th on 5 of 7 from the field. Cup providing a screen for Long, out to Belton for three, no. Already with a career best 11. Cupidon can't save it, but does save it, but not to her team, to Roby. Into the front court is Jalen Majors for Hiwassee. On the baseline left side, will swing it right side back to Roby for a three. This one is off the mark, no good. Pearson with the rebound. She'll go up strong. This one is no good, and rebounded by Maya Belton for the Pioneers. Took it away from Brittany Cup. Long pass front court to Arnwine. Tough catch in traffic. Put it up off the glass, banks it in. 54-22, Tusculum. Distancing themselves here in the third after Maya Belton led the charge in the second quarter with an 11-0 run individually in 2.5 minutes. And now another turnover by the Tigers, which has been their downfall. Pioneers with the basketball back. And into the front court, Mia Long. Hiwassee's a good team defensively. Talked about that. Just 55 points. Their scoring margin best in the nation at the NCCAA Division I level. Long into the paint, put up a runner and missed it. Will go to the free throw line. Been a tough scoring day for Mia Long because dribble penetration has not been very friendly to the Pioneers. But Mia Long gets into the paint this time and draws a foul. That'll go against Chastity Pope. And Mia Long will go to the stripe and shoot two. Mia Long out of the NCCAA as well, out of Concordia, Michigan. After just one season, then transferring here to Tusculum last year in her second year at Tusculum. Leads Division II at 4.3 steals a game. The only player in Division II with more than 4 steals a game, 5th best in all divisions. She labors at the free throw line, just 55%, and misses 2 attempts here. Rebounded by Hiwassee. Majors into the front court. And we may have a foul. No, the clock is continuing to run. That's what it is. Well, usually the clock does run when we're in play, but I guess the clock was stopped when we were in play, and then it started. So we're going to put some time on the clock, I suppose. Pioneers travel to Charlotte this Saturday to take on Queens University after an off day, technically, in league action. Pioneers hosting this education day, and the kids have come out in groves. Promised cookies and popcorn, and we've got a bunch here. A near steal it is. Another steal for the Pioneers. Arnwine tipping the pass to Maya Belton. In the front court, Mia Long from the left wing. We'll skip it right side to Belton. Belton. Cupidon. She'll try another three. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Arnwine, flying in for a rare offensive rebound for the Pioneers here this second half. They had plenty in the first half. Brittany Cup. A spin move in the lane, shot it short, and the rebound, Cupidon for the Pioneers, a second chance. Cup, by way of Cumberland Gap High School via Bell County High School, is an all-state in the state of Kentucky her senior year. Going to Southeast Missouri State, and then transferring mid-season to the Pioneers. Came eligible January 9th. Long into the paint, back out to Cupidon. Pull-up jumper off the dribble is no good, and the rebound taken by Majors of the Tigers. Majors looking to sprint it into the front court, driving on Cupidon, who just gave way, and Majors anticipating contact, threw it off the bottom of the backboard. Cupidon with a heady play comes up with the loose ball as well. Arnwine a three, and the three ball not going, but there's Cupidon with the new career best, 21 for Yo-Yo. 56-22. after the offensive rebound by Cupidon. Now Maya Belton comes up with the steal for the Pioneers. She'll drive on Majors, up with the left hand is no good. Long can't grab the rebound, and into the hands of Hiwassee's Miranda Love. Love into the front court. Long knocks it away, steals it, and into the hands of Arnwine. Right now we're getting a bit ragged. Belton takes a jumper off the dribble. It's straight up in the air. It's straight down and good. Belton with 13. Pioneers lead 58-22. Game getting away from the Tigers. Pope taking a 19-footer, and that's good. Chastity Pope from just inside three-point territory. The sophomore out of Opelika, Alabama, out of Beauregard High School by way of Dawson Community College. Left side front court, this will be Maya Belton. Belton gets a cupped screen, throws to Long, fakes the three. Belton will take the three. This one is off the mark, no good. And the rebound is kicked out of bounds off Tusculum. With 26 seconds to play in the half, it'll be Maddie Sutton, Lovely Locklear, and Marta Rodriguez into the contest for the Pioneers. Again, Locklear playing with basically broken hands. Not just hands. But finishing out her senior year with this injury-depleted Pioneer team that has somehow found themselves 14-6 on the year. And at one point this season, winning 7 consecutive games. 58-24 Tusculum. They forced another turnover. Here's a steal by Cup. Into the front court is Cupidon. Sutton from the left baseline. 5 seconds to play in the third. Cupidon driving, missing, and the rebound taken by Hiwassee, and that will end the quarter, mercifully, for the Hiwassee Tigers. End of 3. We go to a break. Tusculum 58 and Hiwassee 24. Pioneer basketball will continue after this on the Pioneer Sports Network.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love.
Lead after
Even
three quarters, 58-24, but it's not like they're shooting lights out. They're just turning over Hiwassee. Pioneers are 20 of 58, 35%, 8 of 28 from 3, 28%, and 10 of 18 at the stripe. Hiwassee's just 10 of 34 for the game, 29%. And for Hiwassee, it's a team that shoots about 45% for a game, so obviously not their like numbers. They're just 1 of 8 from 3 and 3 of 7 at the free throw line. But they've turned it over 27 times, and the Pioneers have scored 27 points off of those turnovers. The Pioneers, conversely, have just turned it over 3 times in the game. Bailey Foote, a pull-up jumper off the dribble. That's no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers as we start the fourth quarter. Pioneers with Marta Rodriguez, Lovely Locklear, Maddie Sutton, Brittany Cup, and Maya Belton on the floor for Tusculum. That's their bench. This will be a Sutton 3. That one's no good. Maya Belton, though, tips the rebound right back out to Marta Rodriguez. Bounce pass into the paint. This will be Cup, and a 3-second lane violation will go against Tusculum. They have 10 players, and 10 players only this season. So Cupidon is off the floor for the first time in the last month, it seems. And a new career best for Yo-Yo, 21 points in the game for her. Pressure as Majors takes it into the front court for Hiwassee. Foot into the corner. This will be Alomar. She'll step back for a 3. That one's just off the mark, no good. Rebounded right in front, no good. Rebound again, this time by Marta Rodriguez, as Chastity Pope could not get it to fall. Loose ball picked up by the Pioneers in the backcourt. Maya Belton will hand it off to Marta Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the left wing. Little final encouragement from her head coach, Devin Carter. Pass on to the right side, anticipated by Alomar and tipped out of play. On the inbound, this will be Rodriguez between the rings in the front court. Belton, Sutton with 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. Belton, Rodriguez, 2 to shoot. Rodriguez gets up a 3. They say not in time. The 4th turnover, or is it the 5th, of this basketball game for the Pioneers. Close to an all-time low. I think there's a game back in the Susan Starnes era, 93-97, when they turned it over just 3 times in a game. 58-24, little dribble drive and a nice finish this time by Jalen Majors. 58-26, Tusculum. Again, shooting just 34% for the game. Belton still firing. This 3 is too strong, and the rebound comes down to Alomar. Tigers into the front court. Where's that offense going to come from? Easy to say it'll come from Belton, who's had a solid game today for the Pioneers off the bench with her career best 13. Baseline 3, this will be Foots. This one is no good. Cup with the rebound for the Pioneers. Across the stripe into the front court, this will be Marta Rodriguez. Rodriguez on the top of the key. Into the corner is Maddie Sutton. Extra pass, Belton, who's firing away again. Bang. Maya Belton with 16. 61-26. Tusculum. Jalen Majors across the stripe for the Tigers. So crossover dribble once and twice. Rodriguez knocks the ball away. Cup has it on the floor, diving for the loose ball to Sutton. Rodriguez with her 5th steal. It's a 3-on-1 break, and Rodriguez can't finish it off, missing the layup in the paint for the freshman out of Lisbon, Portugal. And then commits the foul in the front court. The Pioneers' 2nd foul of the second half. And here in the 4th quarter, we played 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Rodriguez out of Hamilton Heights Christian Academy averaged 12 points and 3 assists at Hamilton Heights, last year's national runner-up. In private schools where you just get up on a bus and you just travel around and play all sorts of schools. 3 ball by Chastity Pope, back iron is no good. Maya Belton soars for another rebound for the Pioneers, who have been out-rebounded in the game, but that's nothing new. It's the offensive rebounds. Tusculum has had 18 offensive rebounds, and their second chance points have been up more than normal in this game. Brittany Cup a spin in the paint. It's no good, and then she draws a foul. Couldn't get it to fall. So Cup will go to the free throw line. And Ashley Roby is going to be whistled for that foul, her 3rd. So Cup will go to the stripe. Again, joining the team on January 9th, transferred, became eligible on that day. 2 points and grabbing 3 rebounds against Mars Hill that night on January 9th. Knocks in her first free throw. Played just 2 games at Southeast Missouri State this year against Mississippi State and Southern Illinois. And finished her senior year at Bell County High School, 14.1 points a game, 13.4 rebounds a game, finishing all-state honors in the state of Kentucky. Goes 1 for 2 at the stripe. 62-26, Tusculum. 6.5 to play. Into the front court, Kathleen Alomar. 3 ball on the way by Darby Reed. This one is no good, and the rebound is tipped out and into the hands of Marta Rodriguez. Rodriguez across the stripe. Into the paint, Brittany Cup again. Puts it up. This one is short off the side of the rim. Offensive rebound put back by Maya Belton. Belton is everywhere. 18. Sutton knocking the pass away. Another steal for the Pioneers. It doesn't matter who's on the floor. Locklear with it. Again, just it cringes. I cringe when she catches the ball. And a 3-second lane violation against the Pioneers. Shamanique Pearson will check into the contest. A game that will not count toward the standings for Hiwassee. But out to a 19-2 starting games played this year. And again, against Selma, they've got 2 forfeits. So their record reflects a 20-2 mark. They lost on Monday to Piedmont International. But a Hiwassee team that comes in 79 points a game per scoring margin, or their average offensively, and they allow just under 56. Here's a block shot by Brittany Cup, leads to a break for Locklear. Count it one. Lovely Locklear. It has been a trying month for Lovely just because of this injury. It's good to see her out having some success. So at the free throw line will go Locklear after the foul called against Lisa Butler. Shooting the and one and just clutching her hands, just in pain. Even getting the pass from Gary Roberts, our referee, makes me cringe. Her free throw is no good. Sutton battling for the rebound, but it's won by Pearson, who has played great in this game for Hiwassee. Roby, a little teardrop floater in the lane. It's no good. Rebounded by Rodriguez of the Pioneers. She forces tempo into the front court, fakes the pass, takes the shot, missed the shot. Rebound taken away by Hiwassee. Well, we could have a higher shooting percentage for the game, but we'll take a big lead. Jumper on the baseline by Reed is no good. Rebounded by the Pioneers. Here comes Rodriguez into the front court as we go under 5 minutes to play in the game. In the corner is Belton. Career night for Maya Belton, coming off a great game at Newberry. She'll fire another three. Bang. Maya Belton knocks down another one. 21 for Maya Belton. 1,133 points, 614 rebounds, 85 assists, just under 200 steals and 200 block shots at Westwood High School for her career. As Maddie Sutton will be whistled for a foul here. Sutton will pick up her first, team second. And we have reached a timeout. We'll take the break. Back in 1 minute to Pioneer Arena, the happy hunting grounds. It's Tusculum 69. It's Hiwassee 26. Pioneer basketball continues after this on the Pioneers Sports Network.
Greenville.
Tusculum University Athletics. Once again, the voice of the Pioneers, Ryan Staten.
69-26 Tusculum. They're shooting just 35%, but they're limiting Hiwassee to just 25%. They've turned them over 29 times on 19 steals in the game and scored 27 points off those 29 turnovers. And Tusculum's bench, led by Maya Belton's career best 21, outscoring Hiwassee's bench 28-4. So the intangible numbers with an effect. And here's another steal by Maddie Sutton. And then a near turnover for the Pioneers, but Sutton is going to get it, try to stay with it, and she's finally tied up, and the jump ball arrow to stay with Tusculum. So good effort by Maddie Sutton, playing some of her most minutes of the year. A sophomore out of Wallen, Tennessee, Marable area. Inbound situation, this is going to be Locklear. Jazz Williams, an 18-footer. Good. Jazz Williams knocks down the two ball. Williams, after an 18-point game Saturday, following that up today with a 9-point effort. 4 for 10 from the field. Reed into the paint, looking for Pearson. Maya Belton swipes it away from her. Another steal. 21 on the game for the Pioneers. School record, conference record, 36 steals against Bluefield State earlier this season. Sutton, one dribble, gives it back off to Rodriguez. Top of the key, corner for Belton, a three. In and out, no good. Sutton battles for the rebound, can't control it, goes to Pearson. Roby into the front court, Alomar on the right wing. 3.5 to play in the game. On the right wing, Alomar fakes the three, puts it on the floor, drives in for a closer look, puts it up over Williams and puts it in. 71-28, Tusculum. Rodriguez across the stripe, left side, on the dribble, gives it up to Locklear. Locklear back to Rodriguez. She'll try a three, and that one is no good. Pioneers have settled for a bunch of threes. That's 33 attempts in the game, and if you're wondering, that's a bunch. Should have been here for the Mars Hill game. Locklear with the rejection somehow got that block and then clutches her hand once again. But apparently the ball was out of bounds off of the Pioneers. I don't know if it was a foul or just went out of play. Either way, Bailey Foote back into the game for Hiwassee. The Pioneers attempted 45 three-pointers against Mars Hill back in January. So the 33 attempts today, nothing new. On the drive is Butler. Her shot is no good. Rebounded by Sutton and into the hands of Rodriguez. Across the stripe, Rodriguez on the sprint. Locklear, baseline three. That one's off the mark, no good. Another three attempt. And Butler with the rebound for Hiwassee. Will drive on Williams and will go to the free throw line to shoot two. It's Williams getting back to altering the shot by creating the foul. So Tusculum again just at 35% from the field. But they've done just a lot. I mean, the steals, the turnovers, it's just crazy. 28 points in this basketball game for Hiwassee, and that's it. You go back and look at a lot of their scores. They put up just 51 against Piedmont International on Monday. Well, we told you, averaging 79, basically 80 points a game, allowing just basically 55 points a game. They scored a season-low 48 against Martin Methodist on November 26th. Put up a season-high 102 against Simmons College, where they allowed just 32 in that game. Cup in the paint, spins on Reed, draws a foul, but missing in close. So Darby Reed will pick up her first. Darby out of Gleason, Tennessee, from Gleason High School, firing away. Some of these Tigers have had some really good moments this year. Ashley Roby, 17 against Southeastern Baptist, has been averaging 8 points a game in her last three contests, as Cup knocks in that one. Lisa Butler had been averaging 16.5 points in her last three, including her season best 22 against Fisk 3 games ago for the junior, but it has not been an easy go today for anyone, with the exception of Shamanique Pearson. Cup goes 1 of 2, but Maddie Sutton tracks down the rebound for the Pioneers. So Tusculum basketball with 2 minutes to play in the game, leading 72-30. Last year, the Pioneers participated in an education day at UNC Greensboro in an exhibition game for the Pioneers. 3 ball by Sutton that rims off, no good. And Brittany Cup battling for the rebound. And a foul that will go against Bailey Foote of Hiwassee. Well, the difference was in that exhibition game for the Pioneers against UNC Greensboro and that education day, which brought in like 1,500 school students. The Pioneers won that game. Hiwassee came in and gave a fighting effort through the first quarter, but it was the 12-0 run to end the first quarter, which separated the Pioneers, and it has been lights out since, led by this young lady, Maya Belton, and Yolizma Cupidon, but Belton's three this time is no good. Reed into the front court to Taikisha Vaughn. Here's a 3 ball on the right wing. That's in and out, no good. Rebounded by Rodriguez. As the stands begin to empty, as the school kids get ready to head back to school. Belton firing again. Well, her percentage is going to go way down, but she's got the career number, 21 tonight. Her and Yolizma Cupidon with 21. 3 ball. Right side, Vaughn is no good. Rebounded by Marta Rodriguez. Under a minute to play. In a game that has just flown by. Appreciate you tuning in for this Business Day special, Education Day here at Pioneer Arena. A few quick words with Pioneer coach Devin Carter right after the game. We'll get you right back to your regular classic hit Business Day listening pleasure. Baseline 3 ball by Maya Belton. This one misses everything. She's tired. That's what it is. Yeah, whistle and a foul on Rodriguez. Gary hasn't blown the whistle here in the last quarter, so it felt like blowing the whistle. 24 seconds to play. With the basketball, Diamond Smith. Smith watched by Rodriguez. Rodriguez pokes it away for a moment. Smith gathers it back, brings it into the front court. Reed drives on Cup with a massive rejection out of bounds. That rejection was so strong, it was sent to Saturday. Inbound situation for the Tigers. Baseline, Emma Glisson. Foot missing. Cup partially deflecting it into the hands of Rodriguez, and the Pioneers will pick up their 15th win. Maya Belton scores at the buzzer to add to her totals, and the Pioneers win. Pioneers get their 15th win of the year. We appreciate Hiwassee coming in, participating in our Education Day special for the kiddos to have free cookies and popcorn and yell emphatically the entire game, which they did a great job. So appreciate those kids from Doak Elementary for stopping by here today. The Pioneers victorious, joined by Pioneer coach Devin Carter right after this. Your final, Tusculum 74, Hiwassee 30 on the Pioneers Sports Network. I'll get it done. Because I'm going to get off the air too.
Yeah, I got you.
Whether heating or cooling,
I will let them get set up real quick and then be done. I don't even care if we get the table or not. As soon as I go,
around doors and window frames. Then check
because I know that you weren't necessarily thrilled.
Right.
But you did what you had to do. I mean, good Lord.